Okay then, so I wanted to make this video because the other day I was watching on YouTube and I saw a gentleman to show how he put Wingman scissors on a Leatherman Wave. Now I've put Wingman scissors on a Charge TTI, and you got to do it a little bit differently than he did, so I wanted to show you how you put the scissors on the Charge for any of those who want to do it, and see how it is done. And while I was at it, I thought I'd show you some of the modifications I've done on my Charge, so you don't have to watch another video. So I'm going to go through that first and then do the scissors thing at the end. So you might have watched on my other video, I did say that I prefer the design of the Surge. This is 12 ounces, this is 9 ounces. So, this has got the weight, and it's got the better blade, it's got the S30V blade, but you have the big old hunkin' scissors on the outside of the Surge. So that's why I went ahead and put the scissors on the outside of the Charge. And so I'm going to go show you some of my other modifications here. So this is my handy dandy little leather magnetic holster. I like it quite a bit, and works on both tools. So here is my Charge. So the most obvious from the outside in, the most obvious modifications you're going to see is I wanted the clip. I still wanted to be able to use the clip with my holster, and so I don't remember exactly where a Leatherman has you put it. I think it's on the flip side. You need to take the lanyard ring and spacer off of the saw side, soon to be scissor side, in order to put the clip on that side. So that's the first one I've done. Pardon my arm there. And then most of you would never do this. Certainly it doesn't look very good. I glued some ferrous metal on the outside of the scales so that it does clip nicely to my magnetic holster, because my holster works so well. So anyway, on the draw blade, the gut hook, I've sharpened that and made it more of a point. And I think that's it on the outside. So I use my file regularly, maybe not daily, but several times a week. In 30-something years of owning a Leatherman, I have probably only used the saw twice, and one of those was just to see how it worked. So I didn't want to give up my file, which most people would do. Most people are going to put the scissors on the file side and keep the saw blade, but I did the opposite. But I haven't given up anything. I have the ability to put a jigsaw in my screwdriver slot. So this is obviously the saw that came with a Surge, but it looks like a jigsaw or a reciprocating saw, various brand names, but you can buy the jigsaw blades with a little bayonet anywhere, and you can get wood or metal teeth. So I have one of each, and you file down the bayonet till it slips in with the screwdriver, and then you take another piece of metal, or as I did, not on this particular one, but I took another bit and I filed it flat. So I put the saw blade in the bit holder, and then I take the flattened bit and I put it in there for tension, and then when I close the tool, I have either the wood or metal jigsaw out the end. So I've not given up anything, but I have gained scissors. So that's on that side. And then on this side, I took the scissors off because obviously I didn't need the scissors since I put them on the outside. I didn't need the scissors that came with the Charge, and I put this all on. I believe I got this from a rebar, and I did have to make some file. I did have to file it down a bit to get it to fit. The hole matched, but the it wasn't shaped quite exactly like this. Now, those of you who are paying really close attention will recognize this is not a Charge T Plus. So back when I bought this Charge, they didn't have the Plus, and you could not get the replaceable teeth or blades on the pliers. So this is actually also from a rebar. So this is, you wouldn't have to do this because now you can go ahead and get the correct tool to begin with. But back when I bought this, you could only get non-replaceable blades on the wire cutters. And so this is a rebar pliers, and I had to grind them just a bit here and there along with the awl to get it all to nicely close there. So now get to the whole point of the video. Sorry and thank you for watching this long, is how to put these scissors on your charge. These are Wingman scissors. They fit really well, and they're nice and big, and of course I like them because they're easily accessible. So now I'm going to get to how you do that. First thing is you're going to need the T10 security bits from any store. I got these from Amazon. Now you probably can't tell, but there's a little hole in both of these screwdrivers. There's a little hole in the end, and the little hole, that's why they're called security bits, and the little hole matches the dimple in the screws. So that is how you're going to be able to change, to remove the screws to get the saw off. You'll need to loosen it on one end to get the scale loose, and or you can take it off. I try not to take these apart as much as possible because there's a lot of little washers in there, and I just don't want to lose the pieces. So you have to loosen it on one end, and you take this screw off, and the saw comes out. So this is what a Wingman pair of scissors. Now ignore it. This was a failed pair, so it's kind of munged up. But the point is that when you take out the Wingman scissors, it will have a flush edge on one end, but the hole will be too small for the post, the screw on the tool. This is the spring on the scissors, and the hole matches, but it's not flush on the end, so the spring from the Wingman scissors will not work on the lock of the charge. So this is two parts. First, you're going to take the spring. Let's see if I got this right. You're going to take the spring, put it in position on with the little divots. There's two little divots and two little holes. They all match up, and you're going to remount the scissor hole. I used a diamond file. The guy on the other video used a Dremel tool. It takes a long time. Go very, very, very slow. Be very careful, but thorough, and you'll eventually get the hole on the scissors as big as the hole on the spring. The trick is you want the hole to be just big enough to go over the post on the tool. It will still work, but it'll be floppy. And you don't want it floppy. You want it to be just like you did if you were to buy a pair of scissors from Leathetman. So go very slowly and make sure the hole just is the right diameter to go over the post. Then you're going to flip it over and do the exact opposite. So you'll notice that the spring is not flush. So what happens is this will work on the lock, this will not. So you're going to put them back together, and on this case you're going to file the round edge very, very slowly until the round is gone and it matches the flush edge of the scissors. And then you're going to do the same on the bottom. See how it overlaps? You're going to file this down very, very, very slowly until the spring is the same shape as the scissors. I'm not being able to show you that now because I'm not going to take my tool apart to do it. But essentially, the spring is going to have two edges. It's going to have a straight edge here and a straight edge here. The rest is all round. And then you check the fit, you put it back on, and you screw it back together. Now, one little tip is you put the scissors in there, and you're going to tighten it. And when you tighten it, inevitably the scissors are going to be too loose, and or the blade might be too tight, or vice versa. So once you get it all exactly the right tension and the tool's secure, go back and loosen and tighten each side until the blade opens. You want to open with one hand, obviously. It's the whole point. And the scissors open tight. Oops. See, that works. So, anyway, hope this helps. Hope you enjoyed the video.